What's going on, everybody? Jeep Banerjee back here, and on this YouTube video I'm gonna teach you guys how to get influencers to promote your brand and create content for it for absolutely $0, okay? So when I say $0, I want to be very clear that you're not going to pay these influencers. You still will have to absorb product costs and shipping costs and things of that nature, but I'll explain my strategy to you guys in just a moment. First things first, I want to dearly apologize to you guys for my long hiatus. I know I've been trying to get videos up at least once a week, but my schedule's just been crazy. Our academy, our program for dropshipping has absolutely been blowing up and creating a ton of content, helping students out, mentorships, case studies, all over the place. So busy is always good, but I'm back now. Got a fire video for you guys that I know you guys are gonna get a ton of value from, because this is one of the things that I do to separate myself from being just another drop shipper to being somebody that's actually creating brands, right? Because brands have real, authentic content that they have ownership of, and that belongs to them, right? Drop shippers are just pulling videos left and right from wherever they can, hoping that they don't get a cease and desist or get banned. And more likely than not, majority of them end up suffering those consequences at some point. Okay, so first things first, before we could jump into this and I can tell you guys my exact strategy, I need to explain a concept to you guys so that you guys understand this, okay? So the first question you're probably wondering, or that you're gonna need to answer, is do you guys know what a micro-influencer is? If you don't, no worries. I'm gonna tell you guys the answer, and if you guys do know the answer, no worries, you can brush up on it and make sure that we're on the same page, because this concept is gonna be very, very important, okay? So I define influencers in different tiers, right? For example, a celebrity influencer, someone like Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, The Rock, whoever it is, they've got millions and millions of followers. To get them to do anything with my brand is gonna cost me at the minimum 6 figures, sometimes more. And that's what I consider, you know, the cream of the crop influencers, top tier celebrity influencers, okay? Then under that, I call these top influencers, which are people that could be, you know, very famous fitness models, very famous, you know, influencers in a specific space like yoga, whatever the case might be. And these are people that, you know, usually have hundreds of thousands of followers. Sometimes they're already selling their own products, but whatever it is, they've got a very, very well-refined brand. Personal brand, that is. And let's say, you know, you ask someone, hey, do you know this fitness model? And if majority of people that are in the fitness space, niche, or industry know that model, that's a top tier model, right? Or a top tier influencer, okay? Then we've got the middle tier, which is the individuals I like to call micro-influencers, okay? So these are people that are not just starting out to become an influencer. They've been doing it for at least a couple months, maybe sometimes even a couple years, and they've got a little bit of a reputation, but they're not all the way at the level of these top influencers or these celebrity influencers, okay? So these individuals typically tend to have less than 100,000 followers, but more often than not, at least more than 5,000 followers. They've got decent engagement. They kind of know what they're doing with the influencer stuff, but they kind of don't. You know, they've probably done a couple sponsored posts where they've been given some money to do some things, and they've also done some other ones where, you know, they haven't been paid and they've just kind of been feeling it out, and they're trying to kind of gauge everything, and they're putting this all together, and they're not really a full-time influencer, okay? So what I like to do is I love micro-influencers, okay? Because one, they're willing to experiment and do things that other influencers are not going to be able to do. They're very cost-effective and affordable to work with. And three, sometimes they have amazing engagement and can provide amazing results, something that they probably themselves don't even know, that you can cash in on early, okay? Because when you have an influencer that's promoting something every week, their followers kind of tend to catch on that, right? They kind of know that, hey, this follower is going to promote something. When is the next promotion coming? They're keeping their eyes open for it. When you have an influencer that rarely ever promotes something, and then they do promote something, it has a much further reach, because everyone that's following them goes, oh man, she's promoting something, he's promoting something. Wow, this must be legit, because I've never seen them do it before, right? So that's why I love working with micro-influencers. Now that you guys know what micro-influencers are categorized as, let's go ahead and actually talk about how to do what I'm talking about, which is getting them to create free content for you, okay? So I have a VA that helps me out with this. Obviously, some of you guys that may just be starting out may not have a VA. So what you guys can do is you can spend a couple hours, like my VA within 2 hours can probably pull about 100 of these emails. And what we'll do is we'll go on Instagram, pull out your phone, grab Instagram, and just start searching through different hashtags, okay? Your goal is to find different influencers, right? So if you've, you know, if you're in the yoga space, type in different hashtags for yoga, you know, hashtag yoga positions, hashtag, you know, whatever else it could be. and look for the posts that show up at the top, right? The ones that are the top posts, right? Not the most recent, but the top posts. Start going through those pages and start just kind of mingling through it and see if you find influencers, right? When you do this process, let's say you end up finding some influencers, right? First thing I recommend doing is instead of sending them a DM, I like to usually email them just to keep it more professional, more streamlined. You can DM them if you like, it's up to you. I'll copy their email. I'll put their email in the to box. In the subject line, I'll say something along the lines of like influencer partnership, influencer opportunity, or we'd love to work with you, okay? Next thing that I do is I'll draft an email, okay? And the email that I draft is very, very simple, okay? I'll say hello to whoever the name of the influencer is. Sometimes I'll put their Instagram handle so it's even easier to keep a track record of which email goes with which influencer. And I'll send out an email to them, something along the lines of this, okay? I use a pen name. I'll say, hey, my name is John. I work with XYZ brand, which is obviously, your brand name, and I'm one of their influencer managers, and I came across your page. I think your content is phenomenal, and I think that, you'd be a great fit for what we're doing. Here's what we're looking for. We're looking for an influencer that would, be willing to take one video, one photo, and post it on their Instagram with our product. Here's a link to our brand and our product. If you think this is interesting or something that you would consider doing, shoot us back with an email and I'll send you the details to get you started. We would love to work with you. Thanks so much. John, brand name, on the signature you could put influencer community manager or community influencer manager, whatever you guys want to do, okay? And then you blast these emails out to, let's say, 100 influencers, okay? Now, pretty much the model of this is very simple, okay? I'm telling these influencers, look, I want one video, I want one photo, I want you to post this on your feed, and I want you to do all three of these things for a free product, okay? That's it. That's pretty much the contingency, okay? So 90% of the time, yeah, you're gonna come back with no responses, or you're gonna get responses from influencers that say, oh, actually, I have a rate. Here's my media kit and my rate, okay? Here's the thing that you guys wanna do, okay? When they send you your rate, let them know, hey, I just ran this through my management team. Unfortunately, this exceeds our budget right now, and the only budget that we have allocated for this specific campaign is for free product. However, if you'd be interested in doing this, I can assure you that one, we will tag you because we'll be using this for marketing, and we will tag you and your page on all the marketing we use this for, so you get further promotion for your brand for absolutely free. And second of all, we'll give you some data back and let you know how your campaign performed, like how much money we generated off of it, how many sales we got, and really give you an idea of how strong your following is. 9 out of 10 times, the person that had a rate for this will come back to you and say, you know what, that sounds like a sweet deal. How can I get started with this, okay? And the other 10% of people that are gonna respond back are just gonna respond back from the beginning saying, hey, I'm in, let's do this, right? And for them, you don't have to tag them on the pictures, videos, whatever it is, and you don't have to do any of that stuff, okay? So what you end up doing is you ship them the free product, you get their address, you ship them the free product, you follow up with them when the product is delivered, and you ask them to create this content and give it to you. Now, why is this content valuable, right? Let me tell you, okay? Let's say you sell a $20 product, right? And your cost out the door to do this promotion is 10 bucks, okay? For 10 bucks, if you get one sale off of that post that this person makes, you've already broken even, right? There's no doubt about it, right? So your risk is very, very low. Worst case scenario, they generate 0 sales for you. Here's what you have. You have a video and a photograph of a real authentic person that's promoting your brand that you can now use on Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Snapchat ads, YouTube ads, whatever it is, your webpage content, whatever it is, email marketing blasts, anything like that. Now, instead of using stock photography or the same, someone from China holding a product in a manufacturing facility that looks completely fake and dropshippy, now you're working towards building the first steps of your brand. And if you get 25 influencers to do this for you at a $10 cost out of pocket for shipping and goods, you spent $250, but you've got 25 different people's whose content you can now use, who you can have who's actually promoting your brand and talking about it, and it makes your brand seem very, very real. So anytime I launch a new brand, this is my go-to strategy right out the gate, right? How can I cost effectively make my brand seem bigger than it really is at the time so it convinces other people to join the trend and to buy from my brand? So that's my strategy on how I get influencers to create free content for us. 2 big things that I will suggest or recommend to you guys. First things first, if you can, have them sign an agreement that tells you before you send them any free product that just says, hey, all the content that you're gonna be creating, I am the owner of it and I can use it, distribute it, and do whatever I like with it. And you can hold no cases against me in the future. That's first thing I would do. Very basic contract. You don't need an attorney, nothing like that. If you just Google, commercial usage rights contract, something along those lines, you'll find a template. That's what I use. I didn't even pay my attorney to do it. I just literally use the template. That's the first thing I want you guys to keep in mind. And then the second thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is when you find one influencer that has done a very, very good job for you, see who else either is following her or she's following to find other influencers to do a good job for you. I also, when I look for micro-influencers, I also look at their engagement to see how many comments, how many likes. And the biggest thing I look for, and I'll probably do a video on this later, is I look to see the reaction that people have in comments, okay? Are people trolling this person? Are people spewing negativity towards this person? If that's the case, that's not a good influencer to use. However, if people are saying, I absolutely love it, or you got hard eyes, you got positivity in the comments, that's a great influencer to use because she's got positive influence over her followers, which in turn means more likelihood of sales for you guys. As always, guys, any questions, comments, concerns, issues, down in the comments below. Turn on my video notifications, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hopefully you guys got a ton of value from this. I'll catch you guys next time.